My plan originally wasn't to become a chef. I was the first foreigner that had worked for the company, but I didn't give up. My name's James Buckley and I'm a professional chef. My plan originally wasn't to become a chef. I never dreamed of becoming a chef when I was younger. That wasn't like what I aspired to be. But I went to join university after finishing high school. At that time, for me anyway, it was not necessarily to go and learn like what we would call like a trade or like a vocational. Like it's more like, oh, you must go to university. If you don't get into university and you don't get like a degree, then you're not going to be like a successful person, you know. So I was like, oh, even though I didn't really know what I wanted to do at university, and I ended up doing something I didn't really, want to do, I thought that's what I had to do. Obviously, I didn't enjoy it and I dropped out. Then it's like, what do I do now? I'm now like 20, 21, and it's like you have to kind of rethink everything again. I can still like remember the feeling I had at the time, like just kind of being like lost, like not knowing what to do, but you feel guilty for like if you're gonna let down your parents, but you need like money, so it's like, all right, I need a job, go back in the kitchen, But then like obviously that's started the journey. One of my first jobs in the kitchen was when I was still at university, and I was just washing dishes. And by my like mid-20s, I decided to take it like a lot more seriously. Eventually, I ended up getting a job down in the Lake District in England. They took a chance on me, like even though I didn't have like that much experience or any experience working in like fine dining. So basically, I was just like, please take me. I'm really want to learn how to get better. I'll try really hard. Like I know I don't have that much experience, but like I'll do anything you need me to do. And when I got there. It was just like, I was just so bad compared to everyone else. But like, I didn't give up, like, and I just like tried my best, even though I got like chewed out or shouted at like nearly every day for a long time. Like slowly I got like better, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever done, but it was like one of the best experiences. Basically doing that stint like changed my life for the better, because if I hadn't done that, like maybe I would still be like in my hometown, or I don't know what I'd be doing. But it was that, because they took a chance on me, it enabled me to like be here now. So like I'm always like super appreciative to those guys, like, and I have a lot of respect. So if I interview someone, like it's not necessarily about how much experience the person has, it's like the passion and how willing they are to learn. Like people can just make mistakes or not be that good. You don't have to be super talented, but it's more about like your passion and your willingness to learn, because you can't teach that, right? You can only like be that person. I wanted to work abroad somewhere, or in another country, because I thought, okay, I want to travel, I want to get out of my hometown, I've been here too long. After I completed that kitchen, employer who I was with was actually like a chef agency, so they send you to different kitchens, even the UK or Europe. And they said to me, well, you've got like 2 opportunities. You can either go to France for a season, or you can apply to go to Japan, because someone's looking for chefs there. I said, well, obviously, like because Japan is like, like so far away, like so cool. I had been interested in Japan like since I was like a teenager. Well, like in certain like cultural things, obviously, you know, like anime and Asian cinema, things like that. And food-wise as a chef as well, obviously super interesting. So for me, it was like, I couldn't think of like a better opportunity. Like, you know, you couldn't have offered me something more interesting than coming to Japan. Like, so for me, it was like instantly like, right, I need to get this job. Like, and I was so super nervous, you know, doing the phone interview. And then like, you know, afterwards I was like so happy, I was almost like crying, and like my mum was there and she was like crying and stuff. And, you know, for me, it was like a super big achievement. I went to work for a company which was all Japanese owned. There wasn't any foreigners working for the company. I was the first foreigner that had worked for the company, and nobody spoke English apart from like one manager. So when I got to the interview, they were like, "Oh, Nihongo daijoubu desu ka?" I was like, "Not really, but I'll try." Like, I really, really want to be part of this like community, like that's in Tokyo, and all these restaurants and bars, and like so cool. And I really want to learn, and you know, I really want to improve my Japanese, you know, and I really want, you know, I can bring this to the table. And I'd made like a sample menu and stuff, you know, like of what I thought would work with wine. So they were like, even though I didn't really speak any Japanese, like they were like super impressed. But they're like, okay, we're gonna give you this opportunity, but like you need to learn like Japanese like as much as possible. It was tough though, because it's like completely different from like a Western owned or foreigner owned company, like in terms of like the work culture and things that I think are pointless that Japanese people don't think are pointless. Throughout Japan's history, like, you know, like food is like a big part of like life, more than just as something to put in your mouth and like keep going, you know. It's a craft. Also, the care and the dedication that goes into like food in Japan is just on another level to a lot of countries. Well, this restaurant, I do food here which pairs with the beer, or I attempt to pair it with the beer. Trying to do something a little bit more unique. My style maybe is just like I can put like all my passion into, you know, basically convey to the customer like how excited I am to make that food, you know. 3-4 years from now, hopefully open my own business. And I don't know what that business looks like yet, but it'll definitely be some place where it's a space where like everybody in the community or anybody can come like and enjoy like really good food, and it doesn't need to, they don't need to pay too much money, you know, like, and also helps the local community in other ways apart from just being somewhere to come and eat. Come and say hello if anybody watches this and comes here. Like, I'm super shy, but like, come and say hello, and yeah, and let's have a beer.